We're continuing with the Tiny Tiger levels with one of the let's just say that this is when the game starts getting a bit
Unfair?
Not unfair, no. Just like
Trollish sounds like a good way to put it.
Because here's the thing. Again, I'm trying to go for the true ending. So I'm getting all the gems, which means I have to break all the boxes. Now, this is a purely 2D perspective, so when it comes to like making boxes hard to reach or hiding boxes, it's like you can only do so much. But what you do can quickly descend into... there's only two ways to do this. The, oh, you jerks kind of way, or you bastards, I'm going to come to your house and shiv your dog kind of stuff. Just this does not fall into that second category, but you'll see. Trust me. Pay attention to this part. Pay very close attention, because there is just some stuff that's
That's ridiculous.
Well, no, it's not ridiculous. I just didn't time that correctly. Of course, there's this guy off screen right here that just whoops. Yeah, but at this point, that it was like, wait, there's a platform up there. Oh, you jerks! I never would have found that out if I didn't jump arbitrarily because I was bored.
Because I was thinking about that.
Yeah, so I have to get up there before this thing explodes. And oh, 2 boxes.
I was thinking the two ways, since you're saying this is a 2D platformer, so the way to hide boxes would be vertical. So it's either they're super high up or they're super low down. Like, there's probably going to be one in a pit where you don't know that, oh no, you can actually jump in this pit.
Well, usually they're good about which pit you can jump in. They give like enough cues. But the thing is here is that there's...
How do you get through those, by the way? Oh, that's all.
Yeah, if some of the things is that you have to start jumping. This is where you have to really start jumping on boxes a specific way in order to not miss anything. Because just like with how the 3D, they'd push you into sections where you have to keep moving or something, or platforms would crumble behind you. You would have to do all you need to do it the right way, or else you miss a box.
You were brave to just get that box without checking.
Yeah, well, at this point I saw the edge of a platform right there, and I was like, no, you're not getting me. So this time you have to learn that there's a radius to your body slams. So you can't just body slam on the thing, because there are 3 boxes right here. There are 3 crates right here that are guarded. You have to do a body slam on the side for 1, and then get the 2 on your other way down, or else you're just going to plummet down into that pit, and you're going to hate yourself forever and restart the level. Crash is one of those. What? Oh, well, let me just finish this first. Crash is one of those games where it's way too easy if you're not getting 100%.
Right, so it's like Yoshi's Island?
Well, Yoshi's Island still has a bit of challenge, but this is literally just like part of the challenge of Crash is getting the boxes, to the point where Crash 1 was made and the enemies were coded and they had playtesters go through it, and they said, yeah, this is vibrant and everything, but there's barely anything to do. And so there are different theories. I think they added boxes as placeholders, but then eventually they were just like, oh, actually this can just work, especially since boxes are easy to code. They're just square. They're just like cube objects with little signs plastered on them. So yeah, just like the original Crash game, just was boring without that people immediately realized it's like it's boring without something else to go get. You see that? You see that right there? If you hit
that's ridiculous.
That thing first, you would never be able to get that at all. Also, in other games, if you off-screen a full bouncing box for long enough, it just stops giving the bounces. But okay, I think that was just me slipping. Just like I did all of that correctly, and just like, ooh, a quarter. Oop.
You're slipping into madness.
Well, this level is called Down the Hole. Maybe I thought something was down there.
Maybe your sanity was down.
I'd make an insanity joke, but I don't know. I'd try to find a way to do this correctly. Well, try to make it thematic and also have good context. Just the struggles of being a comedian.
Yeah. It's the worst. It's literally the worst job on earth.
You know, there's this one little second, there's like half a second, where I could feel that you were coming up with a response that would go absolutely nowhere. But half a second is not enough to just tell you, no, stop, please, you're killing your family.
Yeah, but that's why being a comedian is the hardest job in the world. There's so many unwanted deaths.
Oh yeah, by the way, that box up there, just obscured by the vine. And also, if you kill the guy that's there, there's no way to get it.
What box?
Yeah, pay attention this time. Ow. Okay, pay attention this time.
I like the gruesome deaths that Crash Bandicoot has.
I know
I'm
it's
glad they kept that in the remake. Oh,
yeah,
that's
you see that
ridiculous.
box right there, the nitro box. It blends in with the vines. And if you kill the guy, ow, you have no way of.
Oh, this game gives you a lot of lives.
Yeah, it does. Crash games usually you barely ever get game overs in Crash games. They give you a lot of lives.
So it's like Yoshi's Island.
I don't remember that, but sure.
I remember having like 100 lives in Yoshi's Island because I needed them.
But here's the thing though, these guys shoot off way too quickly and from off screen. And at different altitudes. You see this?
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
So this is actually a bit of what I would call a bit unfair of the enemy placement. Because they could just shoot at any time. And I wouldn't be able to see when. But yeah, we managed to do it, we got the gem. Took a little bit of doing, but this game isn't hard. Whoa, okay, what happened there? I saw just skipped in space
saw
and
that
time.
too.
But yeah. You know, I really like the layering of those clouds.
Yeah, it almost looks like they just got a video and turned it into a sprite, into a set of sprites or something.
Yeah, it's real nice. It's almost just like the color, the way how the colors are arranged almost reminds me of my favorite style of games. Like early 2000s, late 90s computer games. Just, they have this distinct style of how they do the modeling and art of stuff that I find super quaint. I wish that things could be replicated.
Wait, didn't you just miss a box?
No, I shot it and I either shot it or went right into it. Pretty sure. But yeah, I find it super quaint and I wish that somebody would resurrect that style rather than doing 8-bit, well, now it's more do 16-bit for everything. Just like, let's try to do a bit more stylized things. That's not in this whole stylized of story game thing. Just try to do a bit more of the art, please.
Yeah, it's sometimes people use it as it's not supposed to be a cheat to make a game easier. It's a legitimate art style. If you're not going all the way with it, then why bother?
Yeah, but just like these type of the thing is, the only game that gives like a similar enough. By the way, this is the entire barrage of guys and planes right there. It just can very easily reduce your health. But the only game that comes to mind that totally gets that style right, while not being an old computer game, I mean, I guess it does have a computer release or whatever, is Rayman. Not Rayman in the new Rayman, but the first Rayman. It feels like a computer game. Which is funny because the original story behind Rayman's constantly ever-changing backstory well, the original not actually used story was that he was a kid named Jimmy that got sucked into his computer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Rayman has like 4 different backstories. Like just like they give him one like every time he goes into a new game. Okay, going down. There's just way too much stuff there for a bit, but yeah. Just there's one point where he was just found up, washed up on a beach. And then there's one point where he's the only creature of the world not dreamed up by the god of the world.
Okay.
Which stands, yeah, the god of the person who created Rayman's world. He's the only creature that wasn't created by him. Doesn't really explain where he came from, but it makes it ominous. I kind of like that. But then in like another game, he's like he was created by fairies using mystical moonlight. Unfortunately, while one of the fairies was carrying the moonlight, she tripped, and no, while the fairies was carrying the looms to help her with the whole moonlight thing, she tripped, lost some of them, and that's why he doesn't have arms or legs or neck.
Well, I wonder if that's done on purpose.
What? What's done on
The
purpose?
shift in backstory.
Oh, well, the thing is, the backstory of Rayman doesn't really do anything. In no game does it actually mean much of anything. It's just a thing that they just keep changing.